Liu Bao tea became one of the 24 famous teas of the Qing dynasty. In the 50s, steam piling started to appear and the cold water stacking began in the 60s. The processing of Liu Bao tea is differentiated into two processes. One of the natural purification of the traditional process of the natural purification that has been carried on for generations in the local area of Liu Bao. The other one is the fermentation process with artificial humidification and watering for mass production. It is customary to refer to the former as traditional crafts and latter as modern crafts. By 1980, most tea factories had adopted modern processes to produce. Only tea factories and tea farmers in the town of Liu Bao retain the traditional process of producing Liu Bao tea to this day. The traditional craft of Liu Bao tea is preserved in its place of origin and has been inherited. Modern craftsmanship comes from the creation of traders generated in the warehouse in Hong Kong and matured in the workshop of Wuzhou. In this lesson, we will learn how to identify the traditional and modern techniques of Liu Bao tea. Let's take a look at the difference between traditional and the modern process of Liu Bao tea. According to the local standard of Liu Bao tea, it adopts heating, oiling, piling, and heaping, rekneading, drying, screening, blending or not blending, steaming or not steaming, pressing and forming or not pressing and forming, aging or not aging. Dark tea with the unique quality characteristics such as strong, aged, and sweet, which is not processed by the process of fermentation. The national standard of Liu Bao tea is made from the fresh leaves by heating, primary kneading, bile stewing, rekneading, and the drying process to make raw tea. After screening, blending, steaming or not steaming, piling steaming, pressing and forming or not pressing and forming, aging, finished packing and other processes, dark tea with unique qualities such as red, strong, mellow, and aging is made. Then we carry out the identification of traditional and modern techniques of Liu Bao tea. The charm with Liu Bao tea is the more it ages, the more fragrant it is. The traditional process is characterized by a natural and graceful aging, while the modern process is accelerated post-fermentation and rapid maturation. This is the biggest difference in the two processes. The traditional craft of Liu Bao tea is the craft that made Liu Bao tea famous, the crystallization of the wisdom of Liu Bao tea farmers, and the gift given to the people of Liu Bao by the heavens. And the modern process of Liu Bao tea meet the needs of the modern people nowadays. The development and expansion of Liu Bao tea is a reflection of the ingenuity of modern people and is the enrichment and perfection of traditional craft. The coexistence of traditional and modern techniques of Liu Bao tea will make the ancient Liu Bao tea exude more and more colorful and enchanting charm in modern society. The main difference between the two is: first, a traditional process without piling fermentation, raw tea is piling fermented by modern process. Second, the traditional process only emphasizes the brightness of the tea, while the modern process emphasizes the redness of the tea. From the sensory point of view, there are obvious differences in appearance, tea color, aroma, taste, and brewed tea. Next, we use the same year and the same level of the traditional process and modern process of Liu Bao tea to identify the quality. First, from the appearance. The traditional process is thicker and less neatly shaped, but the modern tea process is more neatly shaped and uniform. Second, comparison from the brewed tea. Traditional Liu Bao tea is lighter and the modern craft Liu Bao tea is stronger and darker. Third, let's smell it. Due to the different degrees of piling and transformation of inclusions between traditional and modern Liu Bao teas, the difference in aroma is still relatively large. Traditional Liu Bao tea with green aroma and modern process of Liu Bao tea ripe aroma, aging aroma is more obvious. Fourth, taste it. There is also a big difference between the taste of traditional and modern processed Liu Pao tea. The taste of modern processed Liu Pao tea is smooth and mellow. Traditional processed Liu Pao tea can have a bitter taste. Fifth, now look at the brewed leaves. Traditional Liu Pao tea is greenish brown after brewing. Modern brewed Liu Pao tea is blackish brown, which is mainly because modern Liu Pao tea is heavier after fermentation. Traditional Liu Pao tea is lighter after fermentation. Therefore, even if the same year of different process of Liu Pao tea, there will be relatively obvious differences. In this lesson, we learned the division of traditional and modern process standards of Liu Pao tea and the difference between the quality of the products produced by each process and how to identify them. Finally, please identify what are the main distinctions between traditional process of Liu Pao tea produced by different process and the modern process of Liu Pao tea products.